Okay. All right. Let's get started, guys. Anybody that's here, if you want to go ahead and take a seat, so we're going to get started. Thank you, everybody, for joining live on YouTube and on Facebook. So we're going to be talking today about growing your business using Facebook ads. You're good over there? Okay. Yeah. All right. Let me get this.
So is the audio not, Jimmy, I have the music over here on low. It's not going through the stream? Okay, we're good to go.
Okay, guys. First off, I'll introduce myself. I know a couple of people here that are new, and if you're just tuning in on for the first time on Facebook or YouTube, you might not know me. So my name's Jorge Rodriguez. I'm the Chief Marketing Officer here at AGM and AGM agency. So we, between Manuel and I, we take care of all the marketing strategies, and I mostly oversee all of the account managers, the media buyers, all of the marketing team that we have going on here. But I'm also known as the coach. So we have a service that we call the Ninja Lab service, where we have students tuning in, and you can get one-on-one help from me. We get a strategy from Manuel, and it's a whole service. And I do the coaching calls, so they call me the coach around here. Feel free to call me coach. Okay, so just a little bit of results that we've been able to applying what I'm going to show you guys today. Here's some of the results that we've gotten for e-commerce stores. What I'm going to show you today also applies to lead generation, but I am going to focus a little bit more on e-commerce because I know our audience is heavily focused on e-commerce, Shopify, Amazon, that sort of thing. So you can see here, for the last 2 years in this particular store, we took the store from close to zero, to $13.8 million in Shopify revenue. This is a different store over here, about the same time period, $347 with, when they started with zero audience, started from zero, right? So we took it to there. So what I'm going to be showing you guys, it does work. And I do have a question though, like who here has already run Facebook ads? Yes. Okay, good. And
I run a few.
You run a few. Oh. I think between all the accounts, we're spending about $500,000 or a little bit more every month. We have close to 100 accounts. So we do have a lot of experience in this. Here's just a couple more results for you guys. So this one, same thing. Took it from, you could see here, basically zero to 794,000. These are all different niches too. Some in the beauty niche, some are in the supplement and health niche. Some of them sell toys, things like that. So it applies to anything that you're selling. And then this one here, 0 to 139,000 in the last 2 years.
I can tell you a little backstory about the coach for those of you guys that haven't heard him talk before. The coach over here, which has been by my side every step of the way, is probably the reason why I became the ninja to begin with, because before I was dreaming about marketing, he was already learning marketing, and he would share things with me and my wife, and things that he was learning along the way. So he goes way, 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 way back when on the world of business, trying to generate attention for other things that he had going on. So he goes way back when, and then at some point in 2016, which is now, believe it or not, more than 5 years ago, I met him. We also are a family. He's my brother-in-law, been my brother-in-law for 16 years, and his sister is my wife and mother of 4 kids. So I like to work with family and do games with family and play with family because it makes it that much more fun. So at some point in 2016, I said, Jorge, I think we should do something together. I already had success with Natural Slim, building the brand. We were already steamrolling, in no small part thanks to his advice, because he was the one that was teaching us some things along the way. Like we started on Amazon based on his like, hey, there's something called Amazon and you can send your inventory to Amazon. So that was he was the first one that created that awakening. And then later on, the first person that we hired in Natural Slim for our YouTube channel, the first person that we outsourced help with from was Jorge. We paid him a little bit of money, and he was helping us with our
I
YouTube
was
channel.
freelancing.
Freelancing, that's right. You guys don't want to know how much. It was very little money, but at that point, it was a big investment for us, and he was helping us with our YouTube channel to try to get more attention for Metabolismo TV, which you guys might have heard, it's a pretty big channel at this point. So he's at the origin of a lot of these things. And then in 2016, we got together and we said, we're going to conquer the marketing world together. Let's go. Let's get going. And then he trusted me. He abandoned everything that he was doing. And he said, let's go, Manuel. I trust you. Let's roll. And then we started doing AGM marketing. And 5 years later, here we are today. So that's a little background about who this guy is. He's a marketing genius that has been helping me create success on a lot of these accounts, including Dr. Berg, Natural Slim, and a lot of people that we work with over the years. He's been by my side every step of the way. So he's going to be sharing with you guys today the purpose of today's workshop, which again, thank you for being here. If you're streaming on Facebook or YouTube, thank you for being there. The purpose of these workshops is to give you basics that you can implement tonight, not to give you ideas that you can dream about. We are very into practicality. The purpose of these workshops are so you can learn something that you can implement right now. So he's going to break down a process, and at the end of it, we have something, at the end of today's workshop, before we're done, I'm going to build a campaign with you guys live. We're going to build it together, all right? I'm going to show you on his computer that you're going to see over here the simplicity of making a video with a simple product, having some copy, and creating a campaign to reach people. And this is applicable to any of you guys. Whether you need to generate more sales on your e-commerce brand, or you need to get more identities, prospects, people that you can service, this is gonna be applicable to you because these platforms present to you unlimited traffic. That's what they give you. So if you're not getting enough business, you simply have not learned how to take advantage of the unlimited traffic, like a running faucet that has unlimited water flowing through it. You can use these platforms to get traffic for your business, and that's the purpose of it. So today we're giving you some basics on how to run simple Facebook ads that convert, and how you can go home tonight and get a campaign set up from scratch in a matter of minutes, just like that, all right? So Jorge, go for it, all yours.
Perfect. Thank you. How many think Manuel is a good speaker, man?
Thanks.
Manuel, just to add to that little story, I mean, I had never done seminars or webinars or gotten in front of, done any kind of content, even like, Instagram or anything like that. So Manuel is the one that's always been pushing me to, get out there and share, what you know with people and stuff like that. So that's what I'm doing here today. I'm sharing it with you guys. Hopefully, you're as lucky to have somebody like Manuel behind you guys to push you one day like that.
You guys don't know that I put a gun in his head. That's what you don't know. And he's here doing the workshop today with you guys.
Push me out of my comfort zone all the time. But, okay, so how are we accomplishing these crazy results? That's what we're going to go over today. I'm going to break it down into 4 steps. Obviously, it's a big, big subject, and I'm trying to simplify it as much as I can. And so I just picked these 4 categories. I'm going to review first, which campaign should you be using and why you should be picking that campaign. Because when you use the ads manager, there's a bunch of different objectives or campaign styles that you can use, but it all depends on like what you're trying to get from your Facebook ads. I'll also go into audience research secrets. So I'm going to show you exactly what we use here in the agency to, every time we get a new account, what do we use? I'm going to show you a tool that we use to uncover little things about your audience that is going to make your ads a lot better. I'll show you here in a second. Copywriting. So these two last parts, number 3 and 4, are all about the ad. We call it the creative. So the ad breaks down into what's called the copywriting, which is the text, and then also the video. So I'll break down like what makes a good video ad and how do you get better results with your videos. Okay, so which campaign and why? So for that, you guys need to understand the Facebook algorithm. But as soon as I say the word algorithm, I know a lot of people start to get a confused face like this girl here. So it's not that complicated. It's just, the algorithm is just something like this. So it's basically a set of rules that Facebook designed in their system. And then you tell it what you want. The rules do whatever they're going to do, whatever it's designed to do to get you your output. So all you have to do is know these campaigns, which I'm going to go into, and know how to not confuse the algorithm. If you confuse the algorithm, then it doesn't know what you want, right? And if it doesn't know what you want, it's just going to be random results, and then you're going to feel like you're not getting what you want out of your Facebook ads.
Any married man knows exactly what this GIF represents.
This can be used for a lot of different things.
This is quite a historical movie.
Yeah, I think this was me and my wife deciding what to eat the other day. Okay. So when you log into the Business Manager, which is the business side of Facebook, when you're going to run ads, you need to get familiar with what's called the Business Manager, and it's just a admin section of Facebook that's going to give you way more detailed access than just pushing the boost button, which Manuel likes to say the boost button is the devil, because you can't target exactly what you want. It's just going to like push your ad out there to random people, and that's another way to get just like really bad results, and then you feel like Facebook ads don't work for me. You have to do it the right way, which is this here, using the Business Manager. So when you go in there, and you're going to create a campaign. Like I said, there's all kinds of campaigns here. I'm not going to focus on all of them. I'm going to focus on 3 of them today, so you know the best ones that you should know if you're trying to get results. So the first one I'll focus on is the engagement campaign objective, which the objective of the campaign is to get you more engagement. So it's pretty easy, right? What do you want? Oh, I want more engagement, more likes, comments, shares. You want people to save your post, to engage with your ad and your post. You want them to click a link maybe and share it with their friends and that kind of thing. That's all called engagement on Facebook. So if that's what you want, then you choose the engagement campaign. Pretty simple, right?
Yes. So here's a very important basic for all of you to know in regards to Facebook advertising, Facebook and Instagram. Based on what Jorge just said, you got to tell Facebook and Instagram what it is that you're trying to accomplish, because they're going to create their audiences and their algorithm based on what you're trying to accomplish, not because they just want to help you, but because they want your money. And if they want more of your money, they need to give you more of what you want. So if you tell them that you want to get views and not sales, then you're going to get views and potentially not sales. Mm-hmm. If you need to get sales, you need to tell them that you want sales. If you want to get more engagement because you want your ads to be seen by more people, more comments, more likes, more shares, then you need to tell them that you want engagement. So communication with the Facebook system is essential. You got to be able to tell it what you want to accomplish.
Exactly. Like you can see here, we want more comments, 188 comments, shares. This is an ad that Manuel and Damon John did an interview together so we can get leads for our agency. But when I run an engagement campaign, I want this comments for a couple of different reasons. Maybe you want it, in our case, we want feedback. We want to know what people comment on there, and it's actually feedback to help me make a better ad the next time. The mentality that I always have with the Facebook ads is that you're always optimizing. It's never going to be set it and forget it. Never going to do a one ad that's going to be a home run and that you don't have to worry about anything. So you're always I'm always constantly testing and trying to figure things out. So engagement campaign is one of the things that I use to get feedback from customers. Here's another one where we're actually trying to sell something, but we're, again, trying to get feedback about this particular product. And then we'll run it as a different kind of campaign to try to get purchases, which I'm going to go into here in a second. But as you can see, it works. 188 comments, 405 comments, 74 comments, 83 shares. So by the way, engagement, the most valuable engagement is a share, because that's the one that Facebook knows that, oh, this is valuable enough that you're willing to share with your own friends and family. So once they see a lot of shares, then you start to get actually even shown a lot more to the audience.
Yep. Yeah, so if you get people to engage with it, if you have people comment, interact with your ad, then Facebook says, oh, this content is well received. So the algorithm,
Right.
it's all automatic. There's no human beings behind a computer doing something. The algorithm, the computer that was programmed by these people, is going to say, we should push that and get it in front of more people because people are liking it. And Facebook makes more money when people stay on the platform. They lose money when people lose attention and they go to another platform. So something to keep in mind always is that you need to make the content engaging, make people interact with you and comment and engage with you, because by doing that, you're automatically lowering the cost per result, because Facebook is going to reward you because they want you to make it entertaining, because if you don't make it entertaining, people are going to jump off of Facebook and they're going to go to Pinterest or TikTok, etc., because they're getting bored. And if they go off of Facebook, what happens? Anybody?
Lose them.
They don't make money.
Yeah.
All right? They want to keep people on the platform. So the system is built to reward you for creating engagement. The more that you get people to comment and interact with you, the better results you're going to get. Right?
All right. So the next campaign that we're going to talk about is called Traffic Campaign Objective. So the objective of this campaign is to get you more traffic. It's pretty simple. The thing is, this is actually the one that trips up most people. They just think, oh, I want to get as many people as I can to my website, so they choose traffic objective. But just like there's people that engage and comment and share, but they never click, they like to stay on the platforms. They like to stay in Facebook or Instagram and things like that. They won't ever click a link and go off of Facebook, but just the same way that there's actually people that like to, check out links and they like to click and things like that. And again, this is one that I see that it trips up a lot of people because they think that, well, I just want to get as many people as I can to my website, so they choose traffic. But this is actually not the best one to choose if you're sending them to your own website or if you're trying to get purchases or people to add things to cart and things like that. This would be good if you're trying to get someone over to actually a website that you don't own. For example, Amazon is a good one. Or maybe you got, I don't know, maybe your business got featured in a blog or something like that, and you want to send people there so they can look at it, but you don't own that website, right? So then you would use Traffic Objective for something like that. Now, you can also use it for your own website. So here's an example. This is a blog that we were promoting, and we're not trying to get sales from this blog, so we're using the traffic objective so we can get as many website visitors to get here, land on the blog, and read the blog so they can get the valuable content. And we'll worry about retargeting them, afterwards, because if they land on here, like for example, in this case, we designed this particular one just for the purpose of if anybody lands on this blog, we know that they're into RVs, and we have a certain product that that's meant to keep your RV clean and things like that. So we know if we put this in front of them, provide them value, then those are exactly the type of people that we need to retarget. So, and then on this case over here, you can see that we're sending them to Amazon. So we don't control Amazon. We can't track once they leave Facebook, since we don't have tracking codes on Amazon and stuff like that. Then we don't control it. So the best thing to do would be to use Traffic Objective. Everybody following so far? Or any questions? Good. All right. By the way, if anybody does have questions, Katie will bring over the mic to you so that everybody that's on YouTube and Facebook will be able to follow along with us. Okay, so the next one I'm going to talk about is called the Conversions Campaign Objective. And then this one is actually the one that most people should be using most of the time. Because most people, when they start a Facebook ad, what they want is either, I want more leads for my business, or I want to sell something on my website. Maybe if you have a Shopify store or something, you're trying to sell a book or whatever, right? Your I don't know, phone holder, whatever it is that you're selling on your website. You want to tell Facebook, again, back to don't confuse Facebook, right? You want to tell Facebook, go out and find me the people that are based on the data that they have, which if everybody agrees here that Facebook has a lot of data, more than we want about all of us. So they know who purchases and who doesn't, who likes to maybe add to cart, and then they never purchase anything, which is somebody like me. I always end up on Amazon, actually. But so they know if you're running, let's say, a campaign to get leads, like we were talking about earlier, and you want to send them to your website and you want to convert that person into a lead, this is the type of campaign that you want to choose. Yes. So don't confuse the algorithm. Tell it what you want, and you will get, it's as simple as that. If you want more traffic, you want more engagement, or if you want more sales and leads, then use that one. We'll keep it super simple at that. And once, a little bit later, when we build a campaign, you'll see, once you're in there, you can choose a couple different options that we'll go over. As far as like if you want an actual purchase or if you want a lead, there's a specific thing that you do in the campaign, and we'll go over that too. All right, so let's go on to number 2, which is the audience research secrets. So when you put an ad out there, you want to put the ad in front of the right audience. So sometimes especially if you're just starting out, it's the first time you're running ads, you're like, well, I don't really know who my audience is. You maybe have an idea of like, well, are they more male, more female, maybe what kind of age bracket they're in, but you don't really know exactly, all the things they're interested in, and you want to be able to target them on Facebook. The way it works is not keywords. It's not like Google where, if people type in a certain keyword, you can put your ad in front of them. On Facebook, the way it works is by interests. So when you're building out your campaign, you're going to choose different interests that are available. Some of them are not, which we'll also go into here, but in order to unlock and uncover these interests, then we're going to use a tool, which is the one that we use every single time a new account gets started with us. This is the tool that we start with to research the audience. We do a thorough investigation on the type of audience that we're going to target. And we want to know things like maybe what are they into, how do they talk, and all that kind of stuff. And for that, you need to know, so you need to know your avatar, right? But not this kind of avatar. This is, we build out an avatar when we get started, which is basically an audience persona. Again, are they more female, male? Are they younger? Are they older? What race are they? That sort of thing. You want to be able to know that so that you can make your videos and your images more appropriate. And again, the language and the copy that you're going to be using is more in line with your audience. So we're going to use a tool that's called 𝗟𝗘𝗥𝗡, 𝗟𝗘𝗥𝗡.com. Okay, you guys are also going to get a copy of all these slides if you want to look at this. And anybody watching on Facebook and YouTube, just go ahead and comment. We'll DM you a link to all the slides so you can go to this website so you don't forget it. But basically, it's a tool. It's free, by the way. It is limited. So if you want to pay and then unlock the unlimited search, feature, but with you get 5 searches, and that is actually sometimes like way more than enough than you need. So the way it works is once you log in and you create an account, it's going to discover what your audience is into, like what are they reading, who do they follow online, what kind of words do they use, what kind of hashtags are they using, that sort of a thing. So here's an example. This is once you log in and all that. You go to this section called Audience Intelligence, and then you're just going to type in a keyword. You should have a pretty good idea of like what kind of keywords or what kind of category or niche, right, your audience is into. So we typed in keto, and here's what we got. And this is just, again, this is the free version. So once you get the paid version, you can unlock a whole bunch of other stuff. But this, like I said, is a lot of information. So, for example, top words in the bios. Just to clear up one thing, the bio, that's your section in Instagram. When where you put like all your information about yourself on Instagram, that's called your bio. And these are the words that they're using in there, which means that those are the words that they're using to describe themselves. So potentially you can unlock something that you didn't know about your audience, which I have a good example on the next one. But they use words like, obviously, keto, nutrition, diet, and people, which is kind of interesting. I'm not sure why people there, but hey, that's what the algorithm found. Top hashtags used, so hashtag keto, hashtag low carb. You can take these hashtags, go to Instagram and start searching around them and see, who's using these hashtags, and those are your personas, those are your audience that you're trying to target. So maybe kind of snoop around, look at their images and what are they liking, what are they commenting, that sort of a thing. Who do they follow maybe, and you can uncover, I don't know, influencers like we were learning a couple weeks ago. So the hashtags are pretty important too, but it also tells you like what do they, what are they into? Obviously, low carb is very similar to keto, but it's not the exact same thing. So I think keto is only like 5 grams of carbs that you get, not low carb, but it's like basically no carb. But it's interesting that they still identify with low carb as one of the words.
Well, they have carbs in vegetables. And
That's what I'm
okay.
saying. You only get like
Yeah.
5 a day, I think, which is
So
very
it's
limited.
very low carb, it's medium protein, low protein, and high fat. That's
Right.
basically what the philosophy is.
So frequently used phrases. So, coconut oil, obviously a big thing. Anything that has to do with like oils and fats and that sort of thing. I mean, I'm giving you a pretty obvious example, but here's another one. Right below that, you're going to uncover the type of social accounts that they follow. So 11% of the people follow this guy named Tim Noakes. You can click on it and it takes you to his profile so you can see what he's posting about. Whatever he's posting about, people are interested in that because they all follow him, right? Diet doctor, Dr. Jason Fung, who speaks a lot about keto and a lot about intermittent fasting. So you would uncover that, it's not just keto, I got to also talk about intermittent fasting because a lot of them are into that sort of a thing. And then over here on the right, it's going to show you other accounts that have high engagement, but maybe they're not as big as these other accounts. So, you could potentially uncover some influencers there that have a lot of engagement. They're very influencing, and they're going to be a lot cheaper than the bigger guys. Here's another example, CrossFit. Anybody like CrossFit here or into CrossFit? You are? So that's like a cult, man. CrossFit, if you're into that, like you speak a different language, right? So when I typed in CrossFit, here's the kind of words that they're using in the bios: trainer, gym, owner, and level. So it's pretty interesting that like owner is one of them. So when I started doing a little bit of research, a lot of these guys actually, they were either CrossFit like gym owners, or they were just kind of like owners of some sort of business or whatever. So it's like this other demographic that maybe they have a lot more money, and it would be a good thing to know. I thought this one was interesting. So top hashtags used. So number 1 is CrossFit Games. Number 2 is WOD. Anybody know what that is? Okay, good. Workout of the day. Good. Workout of the day. So you see, this is the kind of stuff that I want to show you guys. It uncovers like a certain language that people are using that you need to then use that language in your copy. So if you start to speak like them, then there's going to be better communication, right? More reality between your brand, and them. So there's a better connection. Make sense? Another one was in the open. I'm like, what is that? Hashtag in the open. So then I researched a little bit, and it's actually something that it's an event that you have to take place in before you get to the CrossFit Games, which is like the main like Olympic Games type of thing or whatever for CrossFit, right? Something like that. So this is interesting. So you can now, let's say you sell, I don't know, a workout band or maybe kettlebells or whatever, then you would include in there, hey, you want to get ready for in the open, or I don't know, whatever makes sense, right? You just got to talk to them how they talk is the point. And then same thing here. So it uncovers like the kind of social accounts that they're into. And then over here, the same thing. So some other accounts that have high engagement. So you can go in there and engage with those. Okay, so once you have a list of all of this different stuff, again, you get 5 free searches, and you can uncover more if you want. But once you have a list of all these kind of like little keywords or different words that they're using or different interests that they're into, then you're going to take that, and we're going to go into another app that I use a lot. This one, you also get it for free, but it's also limited. But we pay for the paid version. I recommend that. It's only like $29, I think, or something like that. But it's super cool. So it's called Connect.io. And this is a website that you can type in some of these keywords that you're unlocking, and it's going to go into Facebook, and it's going to say, okay, I want to target an audience search, find an audience on Facebook to target your ads with. So this is going to unlock all kinds of audiences that you wouldn't even think about sometimes, and things from like magazines to websites to maybe communities and things like that sometimes you target those and nobody else is targeting them. So you discover this like brand new interest that is super low competition, and then you get really, really cheap ads on here. So here's just an example.
So there's one thing about this, just to explain why Jorge is covering this subject. There's 240, actually I just saw it this morning, 272 million people active in the United States between Facebook and Instagram. I can guarantee you most of them are not interested in your products or services. So the challenge is, in that sea of fish, how do you find the right one that is going to be interested in eating your food? So that's basically what we need to focus on. And this is something that is just a tool. Because if you just go broad, one of the challenges of traditional marketing is putting your message in the right place. Like if you do a billboard campaign, you got to put it in the right neighborhood where people are driving around, because otherwise you're going to waste all your money. If you do a magazine, you better target the right audience that is actually reading that magazine. If my audience is Latin and then I go to maybe US Weekly, nobody's going to purchase my stuff because my audience is Latin American. So you got to find your audience in that sea of fishes that, again, is going to feed off of your stuff. So it's very important to understand that one of the biggest things that I've seen as failures in the world of social media marketing is targeting too broad or not paying enough attention to finding an audience that could be interested in your product. It doesn't matter how broad you think your product is or how everybody could be your client. It doesn't matter how niche you are. You actually have to work a lot on finding an audience. This is something that you don't have to use this. It's a tool that makes it faster for you to discover audiences. But even, I'm going to show you guys at the end of the workshop, the simplicity of using the business manager without software to find an audience based on Facebook's data, because Facebook has a lot of data. That data is already available. This is basically something that makes a connection with the Facebook world and gives you data on steroids. Mm-hmm. And if you want to just have a tool to help you find an audience faster, you can integrate something like that. But if you want to go down to the basics and just get started, this is something that I would say is more down the line as you want to scale and maybe do some more advertising. But Jorge is presenting it as an opportunity right now for those that are ready to go next level with their Facebook advertising. But inside the Facebook suite, it's called the business suite. It used to be called the business manager, where you advertise, where you take your Facebook page and you advertise. Inside that suite, you'll be able to find an audience and have Facebook target a specific demographic that is going to be interested in what you have to offer. And that's going to be a big part. This is a separate subject to maybe an ad creative, creating a content piece or a video or an image. This is finding an audience. I've always said for many years that I've been talking that the best possible ads in the world will not do anything for you with the wrong audience. But the reverse is actually the opposite. The worst ads in the world will help you convert if you have the right audience in place. It doesn't matter, right? Like I can have an ad.
Talk to the right person.
If you talk to the right person, right? I can have an ad that I have a beard, and I have some people here that have a beard. This dude is a professional with that beard, right? If I have an ad that it's teaching, is showing me how I can actually was a sucker for that. I fell for that the other day. I bought myself a little trimmer. They targeted me with a trimmer that was amazing, and I thought it was so cool because it can shave, it can trim, and I'm like, that's great. So the ad was great, but even if the ad is terrible, it presents to me a problem that I can solve with it, and I can be like, oh, well, that's cool, let me look at it, and I can make a decision because I am the right audience. So you see, finding an audience, this process is senior in importance than spending a lot of time and money on creating content, because there's just so many people. There's too many fish in the ocean. Mm-hmm. So you got to be able to find what is the exact fish that's going to eat your food, all right?
Yeah, and to the point of like, don't go too broad, go a little bit more focused. So this particular software will tell you here the audience size. So we get a big range from 3 million, 17 million, 36 million, only 1 million, 63,000 or whatever. So You pick one here that's not too broad. Manuel always recommends, no more than 2 million in audience size, because then you reduce it even more from there by narrowing it down to maybe it's only women, maybe it's only men, and then even more so by the age, right? You're not going to talk to everybody. So, cool. So let's go on to the next one. So we talked about which campaign and why. We talked about the audience research secrets and how to uncover all that. And then the last two things are very, very tied together. So the next one is copywriting. And copywriting, all that means is, just think of it as like the text that you use in an ad, right? It's just the words that you're using in your messaging. So there's a whole technology or a whole thing that we can do a whole seminar just on copywriting. But to keep it very, very simple, it's just, the text that you'll be using on your ad. When you get to the ad level, I know there's a lot going on here, but don't let it confuse you yet, because it's going to become also even more clear once Manuel builds a campaign. But when you get to the ad level, there's a whole bunch of stuff that you need to input here. The main thing that we'll be focusing on is the Facebook ad copy, and there's a headline and there's all kinds of stuff.
Who's feeling a little bit of a headache when they look at that picture?
Yeah, this
right?
one.
Okay.
This one is.
Okay, I'm gonna simplify it. All right, we're gonna do a live example of how that thing looks. Basically, if you go back to it for a second on that one, it's basically the different sections. Jorge has been breaking down. The first step is selecting. What is it that you're trying to accomplish? Engagement, more views, more traffic, more leads, more sales, etc. Once you figure that out, then you have to go into, okay, who's my audience, right? Who am I going to target? And once you figure that out, then you go into, okay, what message I'm going to put in front of them. And this is the section of putting a message in front.
And again, this goes back to having the right message to the audience that you're targeting. And you got to focus on pain points and the emotion of what's going on with your customer. So like in this example is, we said got content but no sales, and then it kind of actually goes in even further into you got all this content, you're putting it out there, but you're getting no sales, right? That's very real to the leads that we're capturing for our agency. And they need help on figuring out how to get sales. So we're speaking to them directly on their pain point, and we're focusing on like how does that feel to them. So that's tip number one. The next thing is you want to write mobile optimized copy. What does that mean? It's not a super complicated thing. If you see here, the copy, the text is very short. It's only 2 lines. On mobile, this is what it looks like right here. It's a screenshot of mobile. It looks very different than it looks on a desktop. On a desktop, it's nice and big and it's very clear, and you're sitting down and you can read it and consume the content a lot easier. On mobile, you're on the go and you don't have time. The attention span is getting shorter and shorter. So next step is to use very short copy that people can consume really fast and know what's going on. There's a section here which we're going to break down, which is called the title. This is actually also, it's good to pay attention when you're doing your copy. You want to pick something short that's not going to get cut off. We'll show you what that means here in a second when we build it out. Okay. Next point about copy is to use emojis and bullet points. Sometimes when you use this kind of thing, it communicates in a different way. So it also helps you break out the wall of text that you can throw on there sometimes. So emojis just kind of helps the eye path kind of break things up, and it makes it a lot easier to read. As well as, like I said, it can communicate that extra little thing, and that's how we communicate. When you text somebody, a lot of times we use emojis. Maybe we'll use, GIFs and stuff like that. So this is very real. When somebody sees this, it looks very natural. It looks like just another post from their friends or family. So emojis is a hot tip to be using on there.
It also pulls attention. It attracts attention. The colors stand out. When we have products, who has an e-commerce brand? Anybody here? Okay. On social media, if you guys, I'm checking the comments. Let us know in the comments if you have an e-commerce brand. Well, something that we like to replicate, emulate, is this concept of the stars. As you can see here, So we got the 5 stars over here because the Amazon platform has conditioned all of us to look at stars, and that's what we judge a product by. People don't buy a product. If you go to Amazon, you don't buy a product that has 3 stars. You move on to the next one.
Yeah.
You look for, if it's 4, you're gonna question it, and you jump in there and you find out what the negativity is. If it's 4.5, you feel safer. It is a platform built on trust. So you wanna use those elements in your copy. So we like to take copy of testimonials, reviews, comments that people leave, because then they trust you. And it's applicable to anything. That's why, Google reviews used to be a big deal also, and it's still important. Like, people want to see what others have to say. They trust others more than they trust any brand, personal brand, or brand itself. So that's something that you want to focus on your copy as much as you can. And the cool thing about these elements, as Coach is showing over here, is that there's no cookie cutter. It's not a specific mold. You don't have to hire somebody to give you a 30-second video ad on this particular mold. You can actually just create it, and you have a free canvas. You can create as you please. You want to do a 15-second video ad, you can do a 5-minute video ad, you can do a short copy, long copy. In some cases, short copy works better. In some cases, long copy works better.
Yep.
And it's all about testing. You got to be able to move around and try things out. And some of them, the one that you were sure was going to perform better, ends up losing against another one.
Always.
That's the way it is, right? The algorithm, something that I've learned over the years, is smarter than all of us when it comes to that. You got to trust it. You can't be romantic about it. What you think works or not, it's not relevant to this equation. You got to do something, and you got to put it in play and let the system tell you if it works or not. That's basically how it works, all right?
Yep. So I wanted to add a bonus here on doing some research for writing better copy. This is going to apply more towards if you have an e-commerce product, because one thing that we use a lot is actually going to a website where your audience is going to tell you everything you need to know about how they feel, about what they like, they don't like, etc. And that's Amazon. So we go to the reviews, and you can see in the reviews what people are complaining about, what they like, how they feel, that sort of a thing. So like in this top review was from Dr. Berg on one of his products, and it says, "It really helps me with getting through the fasting period without hunger." I'll take that whole thing and I'll put it into the ad copy just like that, because I'm talking just like them about how they think about the product, right? So another thing is, like, you'll uncover things that maybe you didn't even know that your product solves. Like, for example, here's a product that's a probiotic for dogs. And this review here basically says that their dog was eating their own poop. Which is pretty gross, but that's a major pain point though, because it's like, oh man, that's so gross, right? But the probiotic actually helps to solve that problem. So we take that and then we use it in the copy just like that, and we even make a whole video about it and whatnot. But it just, go to Amazon, you uncover a whole bunch of stuff that you maybe weren't even thinking with. Okay, so I'm going to go into the next section, which is the video ad section. I want to play this video, and it's only like 40 seconds long. So if you guys want to pay attention and see if you can spot any, this is a really, really successful ad that we ran, and it's done, hundreds of thousands. So check it out and see if you can spot anything that you're like, oh, that's a successful action of that video ad. Nobody's talking in this video. It's just background music, which I don't know why it's not playing, but. So it's got a bunch of different, videos. We added the text at the bottom. This is something that actually is happening more and more. People are watching videos without sound in it. Instagram and Facebook, they don't automatically play the sound like they used to. So you're just scrolling by. Maybe you're, laying in bed, or you're at work or whatever. You're scrolling through Facebook and social media. And all of a sudden you come across an ad. So you don't want it to start just playing, right? You actually have to think with that and add this kind of a text on the bottom, because people will consume the video and it will sell if you use the right kind of text. So did anybody spot anything that was that you think was a good, element or a good successful action of the ad? The yellow, the highlighting of the text, okay. So here's some of the elements to that winning ad, okay, and this applies to any ad that we've ran. It has to have motion at the start of the video. I'll go through this and then we'll go back one more time so you can see it. But there's got to be that initial motion. It could be either, I don't know, a flash. It could be a change in camera angles or anything like that. But there's got to be some sort of motion, and that captures your attention. If you actually watch the news, which I don't watch a lot, but they do a really good job of, they always have constantly something moving in the background, if you notice that. If they're in the studio, there's always somebody either walking by or they got, TVs and stuff like that. There's always motion. It catches your attention. It shows the pain or the problem that people have, which is, the back pain and stuff, and it demos the solution. So you got to show your people how your product works and how it solves the problem. Here's another real big thing is it uses real people. So you get out your camera, you can do this yourself and take like a little selfie video type of thing, or you hire an influencer like we were reviewing a couple weeks ago in the influencer presentation. But real people works a lot. It works really good. And what I mean by that, just to clarify, like it's not stock photo or anything like that. It's actually a real person, the guy and then the girl at the end. Social proof. So if you notice at the very end, there was a bunch of reviews that was scrolling by. That was a screenshot of the website where we just put the website kind of scrolling, and we put that into the video. And it was shorter than 60 seconds, so it just gets straight to the point. I'll show you one more time. Let me go back so you can see, and see if you can spot any of those things. Okay, so did you notice it's already changed like 4 times in the first 3 seconds, and it keeps changing every 1 to 2 seconds. That's another thing. You got to keep that constant motion throughout the whole thing. And then again, the text, how it works, demoing the product, how easy it is to store. I mean, these are very simple videos that you could do with your iPhone.
I actually feel like I'm buying that product.
Social proof.
Looks great. Just the actual utilizing, right? Seeing it in use, making it real. Because if it's just a piece of plastic and rubber, you're like, what? But then you show it. Look at how that back looks. I see that arch. That's amazing. Absolutely.
Yeah. And I have back pain all the time, and like when you have back pain, like you'll do anything to try to get rid of it. And like I've bought all kinds of products, and so you put this in front of the right person, and it's guaranteed sales almost. Another thing that I missed to point out here was the call to action at the end. That's something that we miss a lot, or that I see.
Jorge has one right here.
You see. That's next to my desk.
For years, every time I turn around, he was on the floor going like that, right? Like,
I gotta drop down and roll
piece of rubber.
times.
If you see this by itself, you're like, why would I pay $30 for that? $20. But then if you see Coach Jorge using it and stretching his back, now you feel like buying it, right?
So you got to do the call to action at the end. That's something that I see that a lot of people miss. You got to tell them what to do. Try it risk-free for 30 days. Click the link below, and check out more information or whatever. Call to action and tell them what to do. Okay, I'm going to go into. We got some time. I'm going to go into the 4 types of video ads that you guys can do, and then we'll go into building the campaign.
Yeah. So before you jump into that, little summary right here. Everybody can see this well. You got this over here, Dante? So what Jorge just covered right now, it's a simple Facebook ads formula. And as long as you understand this structure, every time that you start a campaign, this is how it starts. First thing that you do is figure out the objective. What is it that you're trying to accomplish? I want to get more leads. We had a client the other day walk in here and hire our company because they want to sell more products. In this particular example, it's a water filtration system. And they have a service that they offer to people, and they go in and they install it. But before they do that, they give them a free inspection of their water situation at their house. So we say, yeah, we can help you. We can generate leads. The one thing that you can do on Facebook the fastest is generate leads. emails, phone numbers, get appointments, get on the phone with people and see how you can help them. So the first thing that you do is you say, what do I want to accomplish? So if I say I want to generate leads, right, then at that point, I'm like, okay, good. I'm going to say to Facebook, I want to get leads. Why? Because I have a service to sell them. There's a campaign called lead generation. It's the correct name. That's what it's called. That's the objective. And you'll see in a second as we start building a campaign. After you do that, again, all of these are lead generation, purchases, conversions, video views, engagement, store visits, traffic, different objectives. After I do that, I move on to who am I going to target? I know I want leads now, right? That's my first step. I got this down. Now my next step is who am I going to put my ads in front of? That's the next step. It's all in sequence. And now I'm going to say, well, wait a second. Let me look at my historical data of my clients. Well, I see that 70% of them are males and 30% females. And I see that there are in 44-year-olds, 51-year-olds, 37-year-olds. Okay, good. So I'm going to stick with 37 to 54 in my age demographic. Remember, the more tight the demographic, less people you're going to have to service. And also, if you got to go local, the audiences are smaller. If you have a national product, then the audiences can be way bigger. So audience targeting becomes even more important. So at that point, you don't move from this point until you have this figured out. You're not doing anything else yet. You're not doing ads yet. You're figuring out who your audience is. Who you're going to put that message again in front of. Things that they're interested in. They're interested in nature. They're interested in health. They're interested in weight loss, or they're interested in shopping. Whatever that product or services of yours are, you're going to figure out what those interests are. Facebook has data, and now you move on to audience selection. After you have that figured out, you say you want to get leads. You have your audience, and now you say, okay, what's my message? And that's going to be your copy. What is it that is going to make that person interested? What is that problem-solving message that is going to make that person respond and show up or give you their information and feel like you have something to offer to them? What is that message? What is that video? What is that call to action that you're going to use? And now you have a simple Facebook ads campaign. There's not one single campaign. When you're running an advertising campaign on Facebook, when you're running marketing, you can be running many of these campaigns. Sometimes I like to describe the game of marketing like as an analogy, the game of baseball. Why? Because if you get on base 3 out of 10 times, anybody that knows baseball, you do that for your career of 20 years, all right? You know what happens? 7 times out of 10 you failed. You didn't get on base. They got you out, right? You still go to the Hall of Fame. So how is it possible that I fail 70% of the time and I go to the Hall of Fame? Well, because those 3 times that you succeeded were enough to make you a superstar. That's the way that marketing is. Many campaigns are going to fail. More often than not, they fail. When you get a few of them succeed, meaning that they generated the results that you were looking for. We had that client that I was just mentioning to you in a second ago, call us back and be like, oh my God, how many leads did they get? I know they closed 2, all right?
Yeah,
how many
they closed
did they get?
2.
How many did they get?
About 15.
So they got about 15 leads. They went and they got maybe 5 of them to get an appointment. They visited these guys. They gave them a consultation. They gave them a free water inspection. They closed 2 of them. Each one of them was worth thousands of dollars for them, because that's what the systems cost. What's that?
At least 5,000.
At least 5 Gs, right? So they invested, how much money did they invest on ads?
Oh, less than 1,000.
So less than $1,000. They generated those 15 leads. We don't know exactly how much they paid right now. Maybe even more leads, right? So they end up getting 2 of them to purchase. So $1,000 become 10,000. Does that sound like a good business model? Right? So if you have the right thing going, like you implement the correct strategy, you can win. And the formula is always this. So every single brand, Natural Slim has 100 of these going on. Objective, audience, message. Some of those campaigns are lead generation because we want more people on our email list. Some of those objectives are sales because we want to have people to buy our products for the first time. Some of those campaigns are what we call retargeting, which is putting a message for a second time in front of somebody that already bought from us. We have many, many, many different variations of campaigns. Some of those fail, and we manage them and we turn them off. This is not something that you can actually go and retire and start drinking piña coladas at the beach and the passive income is going to roll into your mailbox. No. This has to be created. This has to be, you got to put the energy on it. That's the way it is. But once you find something that works and you start getting the attention, it's like a drug. You can't stop because it's exciting that you get new business that you can service all the time. And that is, there's nothing that is more exciting than giving your superpower to people and generating more business. That's what it's all about. But this is the basic structure that Jorge just detailed right now. Finding an objective, finding an audience, creating your message. All right? Coach?
Exactly, and there's one more element, which is the actual video ad or the image that we're going to use. I'm going to focus on just the video portion. I'm going to show you 4 kinds of videos or 4 examples that you can do that you can use for your ads. The first one is called a GIF. So, or a GIF, I don't know, some people say GIF.
I still don't know. I still don't know.
So,
GIF.
Yeah, it's basically a type of video that looks like this. It kind of usually will loop. It's only about 5 seconds. That's a GIF.
That's
Okay.
AGM's creative director right there.
Exactly.
Sometimes we use our in-house stuff.
You recognize her?
Our in-house stuff.
Yeah, it's super simple. She made this with her video or her iPhone in her kitchen, and we turned it into. So what she did is she recorded a video, and then we can make it into a looping video, which is a GIF. With we can do it on a website. Facebook themselves will even actually help you with that kind of thing. But you can see it's very simple, and it's actually we ran this as an ad, and it works. So it's just again constant motion. We didn't put text in this one, but you could add the text like we were adding before. Give it a call to action at the end and run that as an ad. Here's another example. This is actually, both of these, I made them with my iPhone. One on the left, I put this right here on my truck. Did a little...
like to point out that this is not a political workshop.
That's right. This could be any political figure. We don't discriminate.
If Biden comes in and wants to do business with us, we'll gladly accept him.
So it was super simple to make. It took me, 5 seconds. I made this with Instagram. There's a little, when you open up Instagram, you're going to run a story. There's a little button that says boomerang. I don't know if you've ever seen that. Boomerang is a GIF. It's a loop-in video. All I did is I got close and I backed up, and there's your ad. We add a little bit of text, and you're done. Over here, this is actually me, also in my living room. I took 2 videos, and then we just put them side by side or on top of each other. And it works so good. It captures attention with all that constant motion.
So are you getting the message? The message is that we all can do this ourselves in our own homes with our own devices. And all you need is a cell phone. And that's as simple as that. Like if you go to the slide before, that one right there with the Trump figure, there's no lighting on that one.
No.
On the one that Jorge has over there, there's no special with the shoes. There's no special equipment, nothing.
No.
So there's no need to overcomplicate it. Simple content like that. Facebook is very relatable. So the more fancy you get, sometimes the less people reach. And
this one, I did have a pretty professional photographer. My 7-year-old, Olivia, was holding the phone, and she took a boomerang. So
she
it's
is
pretty,
amazing. She is.
pretty easy. Okay. The next thing that I wanted to talk is using captions or filters or what's called stickers. You can do this with your iPhone app, like your Instagram app or something, or you can easily get it done on, you can find somebody on Fiverr or something. But all it is you're using either like some sort of emojis or something that's moving in the video. Let me show you here. So these are all static images, and then what we did is we added some like this right here, and down here the swipe up, this thing you'll see here in a second, it animates, and because it just has that motion to it, it captures attention. And you can see here, right? It's very easy, and these things you could do it with Instagram. If you load an image to Instagram or a video, and you swipe up, how you can do the extra little stickers on there and that kind of thing. Just search for something that makes sense. You add it in there, and that's it. You have a video. It's super simple. Okay, this one I like a lot. This is the user-generated content. So it is just basically what it says. Like one of your users, one of your people is using your product and it gives you a review, and you grab that video and then you run it as an ad, which is pretty much what I showed you guys when what I did with the Trump and the shoes and the what Jules did with with the kitchen things. Like those are all user-generated content. We didn't hire a professional. It's nothing super fancy camera about it. Nothing like that. Just take whatever one of your users or your influencers, if you're going to start doing that, whatever they give you, then we can just.
That's another in-house staff member right there. Some of you guys might have seen him before. Ernesto.
That's
on
right.
The left side.
Looks pretty, pretty basic, nothing special about it, but it works so well because it's very relatable. It's just him giving a review of the shoes, and we added a little logo, and then we add the text at the bottom of what Ernesto is saying so people can follow along with no sound.
You would not believe how much this stuff sells. and here's a little secret. He didn't pay for it. We got it because we're doing this content for our clients. So we give it the look and feel of an actual customer, the experience of the customer. He's authentic. He's going to be himself, but we're using our own team to create some of this stuff. And you guys have kids and sisters and brothers and uncles. And hey, can you please go ahead and do a review for me? Go ahead and do it like this. There's no excuses for if you have products for all of you guys who not create this. Even if you have a service, to get people to help you provide this feedback about your products or your services itself is really good.
And say that maybe you're not confident of like, oh, well, I don't know how to add text or even the logo. I don't know anything about editing. I promise you, you can find it for $5 on Fiverr.com. There's always somebody that will help you with, something basic like that, $5. That's all it takes. This, for example, is another thing you can do. Add a title to the top of your video. You see, this was a horizontal, just regular video, but we made it into what we call a square video. We put a title at the top, attention-grabbing title, and then we'll put the text on the bottom so people can follow along, again, without the sound. Super important. Okay, the last one is maybe you don't like sharing your face on video. You're not comfortable with that, and I totally get it. But you could definitely do something which we call the camera away videos. So the camera is facing away from you, and maybe you're showing how to use your product, or maybe it's a little unboxing or a review video or something like that. You don't even have to show your camera, your face on this one. So again, here I am on the left. I'm doing an unboxing video. I never show my face on this one. I'm holding the phone with one hand, and then on the other hand, I kind of put my hand in there so there's always that constant motion. And I'm just giving you a review, an unboxing video review of the shoes that I bought. And then same thing over here on the side. I'm just doing a demo of how to use this product, and we never show a face on it, and it works. That one still, to this day, this was about a year ago that we shot this one. And to this day, we keep it going. It's still making sales.
If it works, keep it going. So easy, a 7-year-old can do it. That should be a good message, because I think that's her hand on the right side, isn't that?
Oh, and this one? Yeah. Actually, this one was not me. This was Jules, I believe.
Oh, it was Jules? Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so what the finished product looks like, we're going to jump into the desktop now, and we can do an ad. That's going to look something like this when we're done. But for that, I'm going to show you guys just how easy it is. What I'll do is I'm just going to shoot a video for Manuel so he can build a campaign.
So he's going to create the video right now. So we're going to do, this is the last step, guys, of the workshop. We should be done within the next 7 minutes. He's going to create a video right now to promote which product?
So we're going to be promoting 𝗟𝗘𝗔𝗥𝗡 gummies.
So we have a client, a great client.
We just grabbed something from the back, okay?
What's that?
I said I just grabbed something from the back to give you guys an example.
So this is a great AGM client. They have some gummy bears, and they're super nutritious, healthy, yummy stuff, and they sell a lot of it.
I'm going to be using an app, super simple. It's free. It's called Captions if you have an iPhone. I like this one because it actually adds the little captions on the video. As you're talking, it picks up your text, and it'll just add it on there. So makes it nice and easy for you guys to do the text like I was showing you. So what I'll do is usually I like to start with something that's like a hook or something that captures their attention at the very beginning. And then I'll switch it up, and I'll do maybe a different camera angle, and then I'll just go into like a little review. So something like... Do you feel brain fog when you're at work? Or, actually, let me do another one. Start over. Are you feeling down in that crash you get at the end of, let me do it again. That's what it takes, man.
I do this, by the way. It's like, it's real, all right? Until it comes out.
Yeah.
Until you feel comfortable
sometimes
with it.
I've done it for like minutes. I'm like, okay, finally, I get it, you know? Also, I'm in front of all you guys, so it's a little different. Okay. Are you sick of nodding off at work and getting that afternoon crash?
That by itself is one of the AGM's top copywriters.
That's right.
Chiming in. Anthony on the camera.
Thanks for your help. Are you sick of nodding off at work and getting that Okay, so then what I'll do to add on to that, I switched the camera now. I'm pointing the camera away from me, so now I'm gonna, do something like. So I recently got these ginseng gummies. Let me show you, and then.
You definitely don't want to show that.
No, you don't want to show that, but check it out. You'll see the finished product. It's going to come out pretty good.
You guys are seeing some real behind-the-scenes stuff here, all right?
It's never just one take. Okay. So I'll place my product here, and I'll say, I started taking these ginseng gummies, and they're giving me a lot of energy, especially towards the afternoon, and I'm not getting that crash when I'm at work.
What app is that?
It's called Captions.
Oh. Caption.
So you're taking one take, saving it?
This is why I like this app. You'll see, I'm going to share it here, but you see the every little take on the bottom, and then it's going to put them all together at the end. So this is why I'm switching the camera angle, so I can keep that, that constant motion, that constant camera angle difference, and it captures the attention.
So this
pretty
is
good.
a really, really hot tip right there, guys. You cannot do that on the iPhone.
Right.
On the iPhone camera, even though it's a very high quality camera, or on the Android, you cannot just record clips and then have them connect magically. That app, which we're not affiliated with, Caption, apparently you can do that. I've never used it myself, but this guy is in the battleground and he's doing these things all the time. So that's really cool because it connects it all. All right.
Can you use Caption with an Android?
That's a good question.
I'm an iPhone guy only. I'm not sure.
Somebody.
Android.
In the,
That's my uncle. No longer is he my uncle.
yeah, somebody in the Facebook group or on the Facebook
Yeah,
Live
check it
or
out if you
YouTube
can
Live.
use that. But if not, there's
Check it
another
out.
similar one. All right, I'm going to finish this off so we can build the ad and we can get done, guys. So I would just end off with something like, first of all, the taste is the best part of it. But I'm going to tell you, I feel energy pretty much all day long. I really, really recommend it. Ginseng gummies from Wild Organic. Get them on their website. Something like that. Okay, finish off. I'm not going to edit it. Usually I would maybe like shrink the text in a spot that I know looks good or whatever, but for sake of really recommend it. From Wild Organic. Okay. So I'm going to airdrop it to Manuel.
Send it over.
Just trying.
We'll play some hold music. Let's do some Eddie Murphy while he figures that out. Anybody wants to play The Girl from Ipanema? Na, 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 na.
It's saving the video. Almost there.
All right, let's go over Jorge's pictures in the meantime. All right?
I don't know if that's a good idea.
This one over here, the coach on Halloween. Look at the cute baby girl, 7-year-old. This is the famous Olivia. What else can we find on Jorge's desk?
It's coming. 50%.
I'm hoping there's nothing inappropriate here.
I hope so.
Oh, okay. So Mr. Jake over here on Android says there's one called Captioned, all right, with a K. Caption. Is that with a K or with a C?
This is my with a C on iPhone.
So an
This
iPhone
is,
is called Caption,
and
singular or plural?
captions with plural.
An iPhone Captions, singular, plural, and then there's one on Android that says Captioned with a K, and the description is automatic subtitles for videos. All right, and it shows like how you can connect videos, so that should be the same thing, right?
Cool.
So check it out.
You should
Captioned.
have it. You should have it in the downloads.
Okay, I got it over here.
Okay.
So, guys, check this out.
You want to see the video first? We want to show them the video of the finished product?
Let's see the finished product. All right, let's do this.
I don't know if you'll get the sound.
I might have to do this. Let's share the sound.
Okay.
And we're going to share this whole thing. And off we go. Let's see it. 33 seconds.
Of nodding off at work and getting that afternoon crash? Are you sick of nodding off at work and getting that afternoon crash? So I recently got these ginseng gummies. Let me show you. I started taking these ginseng gummies and they're giving me a lot of energy, especially towards the afternoon, and I'm not getting that crash when I'm at work. First of all, the taste is the best part of it, but I'm going to tell you, I feel energy pretty much all day long. I really, really recommend it. Ginseng gummies from Wild Organic. Get them on the website.
Oh, wow. I want to buy some.
Pretty easy.
That's great. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to do this in 5 minutes, all right? Jorge,
I thought you were already logged in, by the way.
no, it's okay. I'm going to go for the steps.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right, so the first thing you do is you go to business.facebook.com.
Right.
If you guys haven't set this up, this is your hub. This is what they call the business suite. We're going to open up this window right here, and we'll go through the steps together. We have a lot of stuff going on over here, guys, so 1 second while we load. Obviously, we have hundreds of accounts and thousands of pages and so and so. So let's see how fast this loads. So I'm going to go ahead and change to, I'm going to go to, over here,
That's where I always go for settings.
settings. It's going to be different for all of you guys. And
Yeah,
then over here,
there's an old and there's a new interface, right? You know about that? So this is actually the new version. I'm used to the old version, so I think you are too, right? So we kind of like bounce around a little bit once we get in here.
Yeah, and then
the
we
fastest way that I get to it, Manuel, is just / settings at the top, and it takes me straight to the old dashboard.
which is basically where I'm at right now? Or no? Okay.
There you
Let's
go.
see. So we go over here and we click on Ads Manager.
Yep.
Ads Manager. And then we're inside the place where the campaigns are built. You guys are all seeing there, whether you're on the stream, you should be seeing this well. So we're going to go ahead and change the drop-down menu. We're going to look at, as you can see, we have a lot of accounts. All right, this is all the ones that we manage. And we're going to look for the one that is done for this particular account, Wild and Organic, for this brand. And now we're inside here right now. So I'm going to go ahead and create a new one. You hit Create at the top right. Or you can grab a little marker if you want and just show it.
Does this work?
That green button, yeah.
Okay.
Any of those work.
So
It
it's
is a
right here.
whiteboard too. Okay, so we go to Create, and then this is the place where I told you guys that you need to select your objective.
So this is the window that pops up that you got to tell Facebook what you want. Don't confuse it like we were talking about.
So what's the first step?
What do we want? We want sales.
We want sales, right?
So we're going to go for conversions.
We're going to go for conversions. That means that people are going to do an action that we want them to do. In this case, purchase something. That's the objective. We're going to go to Continue. We can name the campaign. Let's go ahead and name it AGM Workshop Gummy Bears Sales. All right. Usually you would do a better naming convention than that.
Yeah.
So then over here, I'm just not going to do this right now here. I'm going to go to the ad set level.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to Continue. And what do we say after we select the objective?
The next thing
Pop
is
quiz? Audience, correct, right?
All right.
So now we go into the audience selection process. I'm going to click on, this is another workshop for another day, by the way, guys. This is like open up a can of worms. So make sure Dante, can they see me, or do I look over there or over there? Over here. This is another workshop because it really is a pretty big subject. We're making it very simple because if you start asking me questions, what does that mean over there? Or what does that one mean? Oh, we're not finishing today, right? So we're gonna do more. Again, this is the idea of doing this every other week. For now, we're doing the basics of it. So we're gonna go to next. And then conversion event, location. Well, what is the event? The event is gonna be a purchase. So this is, again, another can of worms, so I apologize, but I'm gonna select purchase, which is this one over here, which is basically saying to Facebook, I wanna get purchases on my website, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so we go over here.
Tell Facebook exactly what you want. You want more add to carts or more purchases or more whatever, that's where you choose it.
So that's something called the pixel. It's a code from Facebook. For those of you guys that haven't been introduced to that world before, there's a code that Facebook gives me that I put on the website, which anybody on Fiverr can do for $20 for you, all right? You put it on your website, and then you can optimize for conversions. So now, what do we got, Jorge? What's our budget?
Well, could be $20. Let's just leave it like that. Now,
Maybe $5 a day also?
it could be as little as $1
So
a day.
I don't have to get on a contract with Facebook?
Nope.
I don't have to
You
guarantee?
can actually say $200 a day and then cancel it the next day.
I don't
It's
have to
fine.
mortgage my house for this?
You don't.
Oh, okay,
You don't
so-
have to prepay either. It's on credit. You don't pay them
It's on
until
credit.
it's spent.
They only spend it when they show your ad. All
Right.
They only charge you when they show it. So start date is going to be right now. I'm putting $20 a day. And then over here, we got an area in which we can select the audience. So over here, you see how it says, or if you want to just point out towards what I'm looking at. All right, so we have over here the age range. I click on edit. And let's go ahead and, who's our audience over here?
For this, let's, somebody who's getting an afternoon crash, or probably a little bit older, right? So let's say 35, you would do research, right? But 35 to 55, let's say.
And nothing needs to stop you from just doing 35 to 39 because there's hundreds of millions of people, all right? And selecting another separate audience so you can test out which one works better.
Test them out separately.
All right? Then you can do a separate one that says 40 to 44, and now you can find out which one performs better, right? Micro targeting to a specific audience is more fruitful because it teaches you about your audience. So you want to be more specific on that. So we got 35 to 39, and then
Location, we're going to choose go up a little. So location, of course, we're going to say United States. If you know, in particular, you have audiences that maybe you only service Texas, Florida, California, et cetera, then that's where you would choose that. But in general, most people are going to choose United States.
guys, I can do anything here. You see how it says over here? Show them this highlight here. Drop a pin. I can put a pin 10 miles around where we're at right now. If I wanted to market to people that are on a convention, I can market to them only. I don't have to market to an entire city or to an entire state. I can go to any single area that I want, a 5-mile circumference if I wanted, all right? So
if any of you guys here saw the ad that we were running around in this area for promoting this workshop, that's what we did. We dropped a pin on this building, and then we said anybody around 10 to 15 miles, I forget.
So I can select Largo, Florida, for example, and that's going to tell me my audience. So where you want to point that out? Estimated audience size. People that are 36, 34 to 39 years old, whatever I selected, in the Largo area, men or female, 25 miles around Largo, Florida. It says there's 186,000 to 119,000 people there, right? So anyways, that's just to give you guys an idea on the simplicity of selecting an audience. So I'm going to select people living in this location, and I'm going to go to United States because I am selling these products to anybody in the entire country. So let's select the United States country, and then the audience changes and now becomes 24 to 29 million people. Whoa! Those are male or female, so you can keep on adjusting that. It's a huge audience. You don't want to target that audience that big. So I want to go and change that. And I want to target the people that really care about health, and those are the females. Because if it wasn't for my wife, I wouldn't be as healthy as I am. She's the one that takes care of me, and that's applicable to a lot of people. So now the audience went down from 29 million to 12 million. Wow. That's better. All right, I like it. So you see how Facebook is helping me? So I want to bring it even further down. So what do? All right, so I want to add interest. So I want to add something like
ginseng.
ginseng.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's what we're trying
random.
to sell, right?
That's random. Let's see who's interested in ginseng. Am I spelling it correctly?
There it
Ginseng.
is.
All right, so from wow, look at that. So from 12 million, now we went down to 149,000 people. So now we have a very specific audience that for some reason has shown some interest in ginseng, all right? Because they have engaged with a Facebook page or a post or commented, or they went to a website that talks about ginseng, whatever data Facebook has. Who are we to judge what data Facebook has? They have it, period. And nobody's gonna stop them. They are who they are. $4 trillion company in the world. They're gonna have data and that's how they operate, right? So we use it to our advantage. Why? Because we believe our products can help people. And because we believe we can help people, we wanna use that data to try to get more sales. It's nothing sneaky or gray hat or black hat, all right? So we have an audience over here, that's great. We're gonna spend $20 a day targeting that audience. And now, selected page, we're gonna use it Instagram account. So you see how you can both platforms on the same place. Jorge, you wanna highlight Facebook page and Instagram account?
Yeah, right here.
So over here, I am marketing on two completely separate platforms with one single campaign.
Simultaneously, right?
Magical, right? This is something that is part of the advantages.
And the Facebook machine will start to learn. They'll test both, things. Oh, Instagram actually starting to work better. So then they'll use your budget and they'll start showing it over there more than on Facebook. So it's good to use both accounts.
That's right. So we already found our objective. We selected purchases, right? We already found our audience, and now we need to put in our message. Well, I have it ready to go here. And this is a Google Doc, which I recommend that you guys structure your ads before you start going over here, because now you know exactly what you're going to do. So I'm going to grab the primary text, which is this one over here. Jorge didn't have time to do because he was getting this set up for you guys. So he didn't add the emojis. You definitely want to add the emojis. I'm just keeping it simple here for you guys right now. And then I'm going to go over here to a section that says primary text. And it says, tell people what your ad is about. I'm going to paste it over here. And you're going to see how this ad starts forming on the right side, all right? It's forming there.
Over here.
So then we're going to do this headline, okay? So we're going to grab this title over here. Facebook calls it headline, all right? Title is equal to headline. So we're going to call it, we're going to put this thing over here. Boop. All energy. Let me just remove this thing from here. Okay, all energy, no crash, buy it here, all right? So now let's start seeing how that thing gets formed. I'm actually going to change this thing over here. And we're going to call it, we're going to do a video. That's the asset that we're using. We have a video on the desktop. We're going to go to upload. And then desktop over here, we got this beautiful video that Jorge made for us. We're going to upload it. We're going to put some hold music in the meantime because it's uploading. Should we show some more pictures of Jorge's daughter? And pretty simple, right, guys? Pretty simple. I'm just a few steps away from submitting this campaign to Facebook. And then Facebook is going to take how long until they approve it?
If you're new to it, it could take about a day, maybe 2 at the most. Way faster than Google, by the way. But if you're constantly running ads, I mean, a few minutes sometimes, and it's already good to go.
It's so cool to be able to put a little bit of your money, right, that you have invested. Like just grab $10, $20 and put this to play, all right? Because you're reaching, this is the thing, you're reaching real human beings. That's the one thing that you can't ever forget about. It's actual human beings that are seeing your ads. It's not a robot. These are real people using the platform every day. So it's so cool that you have the ability to yourself, without a media company, do this yourself on your own, press a few buttons, and have the world see you. How cool is that, right? So whether you get some sales or not, it's a bonus at this point at the beginning stages, right? As you get better in this particular area. If you put your first ad together and you generate a lot of sales and you're profitable, come and show us what you did, because I want to learn from you. But usually this is a process that takes time, and it gets better and better with time. Just like Kirby playing the piano. As you practice, you get better with it, right? The same thing. It is the same thing in general, right? Okay, so we got a video. We uploaded the video.
You got to scroll up a little bit to, no dynamic format.
I'm going to turn this thing off. Yes. Not opening up a can of worms, but dynamic is basically when it starts switching things around.
And choose single. And
we're going to do also a single image or video. And now, let's start seeing how this thing starts forming in a second. The website, we got the website URL.
Yeah,
we also got that here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to grab this link over here. And I'm going to paste it over here. Got an extra space there. There. All right. So Again, don't look at things that you shouldn't be looking at because you're going to get lost, all right? Keep it simple. I caught you guys. So shop now is a call to action. Headline.
Can I say something about the call to action, guys? For when you're sending people to a shop, I've tested this with a lot of money. Shop now or learn more. Those are two different buttons that I tested a lot. Learn more is actually better. It gets me more clicks. I kind of came to the conclusion that maybe it's a little bit less commitment. People might feel that if they click shop now, they have to shop or they're gonna shop or whatever. I don't know. Whatever the case is, the data says, like Manuel says, don't get romantic about it. The data, it points to learn more, converts a lot more clicks.
And I agree with the coach. Absolutely. So since I had to make a change, I need to put the video in there again.
Yep.
So we got the single image or video.
Right there, I think.
Edit creative, right? No, where's the video section? I lost it right now. Let's see, video.
Oh yeah, right there. Media. Take away the
Media,
yeah.
all right.
No catalog. So you got to press the trash can there with the delete on the right.
This one.
Yeah. Now
right.
you can add. Now you can add media.
So we're gonna do it again. All right, quickly here. Paste this thing. So we're gonna grab this text over here very quickly. I'm gonna grab with the dot. Sometimes it can drive you crazy, guys, just so you know, as you're learning it. Look at this. They give you little bullet points along the way, little
What we were
highlights.
talking
right?
about earlier.
They say primary text longer than 280 characters may result in fewer conversions. They're giving you a warning. Based on their data, they're saying keep it under 280 characters.
Keep it short, mobile
So,
optimized, just one or two lines. That being said, we still test it.
We still test it, and Facebook is not always right.
Yeah.
All right? Facebook is not always right. So the key is testing.
Scroll up a little so you can do the media. So right there,
You're
add
gonna
media.
do media.
Yep.
Add video. Oh,
Yep.
look at this one over here. You can even create a video, guys, by yourself. But right here.
If all you had was some images and you want to turn that into a slideshow video,
Yeah.
you can do that in this section right here.
Yeah, right here, you can go continue, and I can select images, and I can build a little video, and it's super cool and simple, all right? So it really is taking away excuses at a very fast
You can
pace.
even add text in there, and it creates a little video for you. Because it has been, the data, again, shows video converts more than images when it comes to when you're trying to get purchases on your Shopify store, especially if it's a video that can demo your product, like the back pain or the back stretcher thing that we were looking at. Video is the best.
Okay, good. So now we're waiting for the video to finish processing. We've added the video. Well, in the meantime, if you look at that, how the ad starts showing over here,
Over here.
what's the easiest way to zoom on your computer, Jorge?
Control, Command Plus. There you go.
Command plus?
Yeah.
Thank you, Jimmy. You're the man. All right. So if we look at how the ad starts forming, if you look at this side over here, the right side, that's giving you a preview as to how it's going to look on all these placements. Stories, Reels, Instagram feed, articles, etc. Right? So that's really cool. So now, guys, check this out. We already finished the ad. It's here. It's complete. That's how it looks. So we're going to click this button that says View Ad, and we're going to take a look at it. Right? So
You gotta
now
publish it.
I'm going to go, if I click on this
Are
one,
you sick of nodding off at work and getting that afternoon crash? So I recently got these ginseng gummies. Let me show you. I started taking these ginseng gummies, and they're giving me a lot of energy, especially towards the afternoon, and I'm not getting that crash when I'm at work. First of all, the taste is the best part of it, but I'm gonna tell you, I feel energy pretty much all day long. I really, really recommend it. Ginseng gummies from Wild Organic. Get them on their website.
wow. All right. So if I wanted to see how that looks on Reels, I just click on this one, and that's how it looks on Reels. And if I wanted to see how it looks on the Facebook feed, that's how it looks. How does it look on Instagram feed? or all the placements are here because Facebook is not just Facebook. Facebook is a world of platforms and placements. All right. So we're going to go to
show it on
publish.
Messenger. It's going to show it on Instagram, Facebook, all
show
the
it
articles.
everywhere.
Even when you're in the apps, some of those apps are owned by Facebook, so they'll show your video on there, all over the place.
So now it's in review. It says processing. You hear right here the ad, the new ad. I can change the name and I can call it whatever I want to call it. And then check this out. If you want to see how it looks on Facebook, I click on this thing that says Facebook post with comments, and it opens up Facebook, and I can see it exactly on Facebook like this. So we just built an ad together, guys, just like that. Go, go.
All right.
So now that thing is going to spend $20 a day, all right? And then you're going to be able to see here, this thing over here, in what we call the ads manager, Facebook calls the ads manager, it's going to tell you how many results it's getting. And it's going to tell you if there's getting any purchases, how many people have seen it, how many impressions. You're going to have all that data in there, and now you can adjust. If it's working, you increase the budget, right? If it's not working, you go back to the drawing board, you create a new content piece, you try a new audience. It doesn't mean that the ad is not going to work. It just means that you might need to test out new audiences, all right?
And one last thing, you might need to give it a little time too, because the Facebook machine needs to kind of test this audience or maybe that part of your audience. Maybe it'll put it to the younger demographic, to the older, etc. And it's going to work and try to find you the people that are going to interact the best. And once it does, then it gets really going and it gives you even more of those purchases or conversions. It's called optimization of the campaign. So sometimes you just got to give it, a few days, depending on your budget. The more budget, the less days you have to wait. The smaller $20, $50 budget, you might have to wait about 5 days or so before you can say, I'm going to pull the plug or I'm going to let this keep going.
So who's going to create an ad today when they get home? Yeah. All right. Okay.
Tomorrow.
Kirby said tomorrow. Okay, I'll forgive you, Kirby. Tomorrow is fine. All right. So guys, anybody on Facebook and YouTube that has questions, please leave them there and we'll get back to them as soon as possible. All right. Coach, it was a great workshop. Let's give it a hands up.
Thank you.
We're going to do this again in 2 weeks exactly. We're going to have a very special speaker. He's on that corner over there, and he is Jesus, all right? Yeah. And Jesus is a master marketer. That he's really expert in the subject of messaging, all right? So he's going to do a workshop on how to help you guys structure your brand's message, how you should learn to describe your brand with one single sentence. And that's going to be important because that's going to show people how you can help them with their problems. So you should be a part of that workshop. We hope to see you guys here. And again, that's going to be after Thanksgiving already?
Yeah.
Yeah, whoa. So have a great Thanksgiving, guys. And I will see you here on the next one, all right?
Thank you, guys.